Bayern Munich swept aside everyone in the 2019-20 UEFA Champions League. In the revamped tournament structure, they lifted the big ears without facing defeat in the knockout rounds, the first time it's happened in the Champions League era. Moreover, the Roten laid waste to goal-scoring records that had stood before. With Robert Lewandowski leading the lines, Thomas Müller roaming around, Thiago Alcantara picking apart defences, Joshua Kimmich being present everywhere at the same time, Alphonso Davies running circles on the left flank, and David Alaba a steadfast anchor in defence, the outfield was unmatched. In goal, Manuel Neuer turned back the clock and was as assured as ever. Lionel Messi in Barcelona were supposed to give them a fight, but were on the wrong end of a demolition job. Oppositions had to catch them napping, but even if they did, Bayern steamrolled their way back in. Olympique Lyon and Paris Saint-Germain will attest to this. The French sides came closest to upset but never had a chance. Munich found form at the right time and didn't look back. After all, this was the same team that was beaten by Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1. FC Hollywood deserves all the praise they can get, but the campaign saw plenty of dark horses give a good account of themselves. Julian Nagelsmann's RB Leipzig gave a good account of themselves as they made it to the semi-finals. They defeated Atletico Madrid to earn their place, who themselves had beaten reigning champions Liverpool in the round of 16. Their feats should be considered in light of Nagelsmann's tactical win over Jose Mourinho's Tottenham in the round of 16. Spurs were the beaten finalists in the previous campaign. And then there was Olympique Lyon. They dashed Man City's hopes in the quarter-finals. Pep Guardiola's citizens were favourites for the competition but saw their challenge wither away. Before that, they'd knocked out Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus out of the elite club competition. It was not a one-off affair, and the dismantling of the old lady happened over 2 legs. However, most of the neutrals had put their faith in Atalanta. The Italian side from the little-known Bergamo had miraculously made it out of the group stage. Shakhtar Donetsk fell to their incessant attacking and were made to try their luck in the Europa League. Ladea then gave a torrid time to Valencia, who were struggling with an identity crisis. They would have made it to the semi-finals in their debut campaign, but a late blitz from Neymar inspired PSG to hold them off. The 2019-20 Champions League season will always stand out for those circumstances that it was played in, for Bayern Munich's authority, and for the cameo from these dark horses. However, more of the same is expected in the current campaign. With clubs across realising the coronavirus pandemic's financial impact, the lucrative Champions League has more at stake. It's not only about prestige and sporting honours, but also survival. So let's see who the underdogs are for this campaign. Atletico Madrid. Pegged in the same group as Bayern Munich, the vanquishers of Europe, it was always going to be difficult for Los Rojiblancos to assert themselves. Moreover, Simeone's men have been focusing on La Liga. With Barcelona and Real Madrid struggling, it's their best opportunity to add to their silverware cabinet. They're a point behind Real Sociedad in the Spanish top flight, but they have 2 games in hand. On the European front, they're a team to be wary of. They held the Bavarians to a 1-1 draw in Madrid and were dogged on the pitch. Liverpool's dream of retaining their title was brought to a premature conclusion last time around, and they were still struggling with the departure of Antoine Griezmann. With Luis Suarez in their ranks and Joao Felix a year older, they are a team to take note of. This holds especially true when Diego Costa waits in the wings to come off the bench and terrorise whoever stands in their path. Shakhtar Donetsk. Real Madrid came into the European campaign after claiming their 34th La Liga title. Man City dashed their hopes of the Champions League glory, but surely they had enough in the tank to get past the group stages. But it doesn't seem to be the case. The dreams of Shakhtar Donetsk were sullied last time by Atalanta, but not this time around. They defeated Los Blancos 2-3 at the Santiago Bernabeu and completed the double at the Stadion NSK Olimpijski with a comfortable 2-0 win. The Miners also managed to hold Inter Milan to a 0-0 draw, the same team that had defeated them 5-0 in the Europa League semi-final. The Ukrainian side travels to the San Siro for their final fixture of the group stages and only need a point to progress into the knockout rounds. Borussia Mönchengladbach. The only team that has given Shakhtar Donetsk reality checks of their place in European competitions has been Borussia Mönchengladbach. The Bundesliga outfit are top of the group, which also includes Real Madrid and Inter Milan. If Europa League finalists and Serie A contenders Inter are at the bottom of the group, it says a lot about the quality of Marco Rose's men. They take on Real Madrid in their final group game, but will not go into the game as underdogs. The Prussians were unlucky not to defeat Los Blancos at Borussia Park, letting their 2-goal lead slide. However, they will be warier of complacency as a lot rides on the result. FC Porto. The last team outside the Big Five European leagues to stomp their authority in the Champions League should always be respected. Although that feat is 16 years in the background, it's one that can be replicated when you have an entertaining yet tactically astute manager like Sergio Conceição at the helm. Only Man City have troubled them in the current campaign, but they've made little work of their fellow group members. Olympique Marseille and Olympiacos were told they had no place in the competition with devastating defeats, as Porto gave early signals of their intentions. Ajax. It says a lot about the Amsterdammers that Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool has only managed to claim 1-0 victories over them. Moreover, this is a team that is continuously being rebuilt as European powerhouses pluck their best to enrich themselves. Ajax have yet to confirm their place in the knockout rounds and will be fighting Atalanta to progress. However, if their first meeting can be taken as a gauge, the encounter at the Johan Cruyff Arena will go to the Eredivisie leaders. Ajax has a goal difference of 37 after just 10 games, which shows not just their goal-scoring prowess, but also the ability to hold their lines. 13 different players have scored for them, and they're just getting started. Chelsea. Last year, Bayern Munich made a mockery of Frank Lampard's men. Only Mateo Kovacic managed to hold his own as the Blues folded to a 7-1 aggregate loss. The loss to the Bavarian Giants was expected as Chelsea had barely managed to scrape by in the group stages. The ousting of Ajax came in unexpected circumstances as a stubborn Valencia failed to play ball. That tale has changed now. The English side reinforced their ranks after their transfer ban. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, Ben Chilwell, Thiago Silva and Edouard Mendy are part of the dressing room now. Couple them with Chelsea's youth core and already established regulars, and that is a team to be wary of. Moreover, Lampard has accrued experience at the upper echelons of club football. No longer do his men carelessly go gung-ho against their rivals. Their approach is more methodical and they've learnt their lesson. Their results can evidence that. Chelsea are vying for the Premier League title and sit at the top of Group E. With their 4-0 dismantling of Sevilla at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, it is the first time in 9 years that they've managed 4 wins on the trot. The last time this happened, they went on to lift the title and had a relatively inexperienced manager at the dugout. Sevilla. Most likely to get out of Group E alongside Chelsea are Sevilla. Julen Lopetegui led Sevilla to the Europa League title at the expense of Inter Milan. The Spanish side have fared well in La Liga and are readying for an assault at the elite European club competition. Barring their off-colour outing against Frank Lampard's men, Sevilla have been a force to be reckoned with. They earned an impressive 1-1 draw against Barcelona at the Camp Nou and will be looking to tackle Real Madrid's challenge this weekend. With Ivan Rakitic back in their ranks to make up for Ever Banega's departure, Lopetegui's men are stacked in all departments. European powerhouses will not do well to disregard their challenge like Antonio Conte and the Nerazzurri did in the Europa League. On their day, they can match wits with the best on the continent and will be looking to give a good account of their abilities. Juventus. With 9 successive Serie A titles and 2 Champions League finals appearances to boast of, it's difficult to call Juventus the current campaign's dark horses. However, this Andrea Pirlo side is struggling to showcase what they're made of despite the presence of Ronaldo. The old lady's years of bargain hunting have stacked them in all the wrong areas, and they needed to shed weight to reinforce their ranks in the right areas. Sadly, that didn't happen. Moreover, age is taking its toll on their defensive ranks, with Leandro Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini finding it difficult to rack up games. Moreover, Juventus are behind in their Serie A title race. Juve will be a challenging task for any team that gets them in the knockout rounds, but are not inevitable for success. They have a tough road ahead of them, and the underdog tag suits them rather than favourites for the competition. RB Leipzig. Julian Nagelsmann oversaw RB Leipzig's incredible run in the UEFA Champions League last season. Out of the 3 dark horses of the 19-20 campaign, they continue to punch above their weight in the Champions League and in the Bundesliga. They are second in the Bundesliga points table, 2 behind Bayern Munich, and in the Champions League, they've secured an impressive win over Thomas Tuchel's Paris Saint-Germain. They're not in the clear for progression into the round of 16, but if they do progress, they have enough firepower in the tank, and with Nagelsmann's tactical genius to call upon, they will be a force to be reckoned with. Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been at the helm of the Red Devils for close to 2 years now. While the Red Devils continue to show weaknesses and the Norwegian manager has been tactically exposed numerous times. While the Premier League might not be his cup of tea despite coming in third last season, he is the same man who took Man United to 3 semi-final appearances in his first complete season at Old Trafford. Moreover, it would be remiss to forget how he managed to knock out Paris Saint-Germain from the competition 2 years ago. Despite not being the power that they once were, United are tricky to deal with. They can cause problems with the pace of their forwards and Paul Pogba's creativity from midfield. If they can sort out their defensive issues, they can certainly have a great run in the competition.